another poddy. Welcome to the Kicking Back podcast. My name is Emma O'Driscoll, and with me, not as always, because we've switched up the start this week, is Hayley Miller. How are you going?
You nailed it. No. You were so worried.
I'm so stressed out.
I can't believe I let you do that because now you're going to take my job. But well done. You've done really well.
The clearest I've ever spoken on this podcast before.
It was very good.
Thanks.
Well, how are you? How are you feeling after you've managed to nail the start?
Good. I am not obviously. Now I've stuffed up. See, let's just cut me out from now on. I had a flu vaccine before this, so maybe that's what's got me up and about. And the fact that we found out Turbo is off. Woo!
Well, you can't do that. We haven't even introduced our
What do
guest
you mean?
yet. We're going to talk
I
about
don't want
it.
to talk about it with Epps. I want to talk about it with you. Mim,
Well,
cut this whole section.
No. All right. So now that you've skipped a bit,
No,
so this
I
is
reckon we
why
can talk about Turbo at the start. Or do we want Epps?
You've got to let Epps talk
This is
about
why
it.
I don't start the podcast.
Anyway, Epps, welcome. That's not how it normally goes, but welcome to the potty. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, to be honest.
It was a bit much, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit much.
That was
Now
a
I
bit
know why that you're in control and
Yeah.
she goes off scripted a little bit. I think.
We let her
I
have
don't-
that one time,
I don't read off this.
and you won't be doing it again.
I thought you'd be reading with those glasses on.
Yeah, you had to wear the. We've
Yeah.
just told us you needed to wear the glasses, so
It didn't help me.
it didn't help you at all. Now, okay, we will go. Let's talk about it straight up then. Now that we've introduced Epps, Turbo, we just got news through, and we're pretty mad at Mim because she missed the authentic reactions to Turbo getting off of her 1 week suspension. So stoked. You gave me nothing then. I kid you not. She was just jumping around, screaming, and I said super stoked, and
Sorry.
you gave me nothing.
I was
She was reading the script this time.
No, it is very good. Glad that my phone gets reception in the podcast room because we wouldn't have known if it wasn't for me. And yeah, so credit to me and my phone. But anyways, yes, go Turbo. We're so excited and can't wait to be on the track tomorrow night with you. The best part though is what we said. She wouldn't be thinking about the medal. She'd be thinking about just playing with us girls and not being able to do her part if she did get done. But we
Absolutely.
were
And
thinking
everyone
about
else
medal.
is thinking about the medal.
Yeah,
Every
we were
single
thinking about the
person
medal.
is like, she deserves
this
this
medal. Yep.
so much. And in her head, she'd just be like, oh, I'm letting the team down because I'm not playing. But
hero.
all is well. Now, Epps, welcome to a podcast.
What? Ebony. I can't.
Are you okay?
No.
Shall we continue?
I can't do this with Epps here.
Well, I'm sorry. She's here for the next half an hour.
Okay.
Miller,
So
we can just chat if you like.
I was going to say, would
Okay.
you like to leave the room?
No. I'm fine.
Now, Epps, are you jealous that last week Juddy, your wife, Cara, and Lisa Webb got together to do some media on a different podcast as best friends? How are you feeling about that?
Still a soft spot, to be honest.
Mm.
Thanks for bringing it up. I haven't spoken
Talk us
to
through it. Talk us through your feelings.
They're not best friends, let's be honest. Me and Webby have that closer relationship, I reckon. No, to
Not
be
you
honest,
and-
I'm
not you
very
and
mad
Juddy?
at Webby.
Not you and Juddy.
No.
You,
No, Juddy's
you
my
and Lisa.
wife. So,
But you're not best friends.
No,
you
we're
just
not best friends.
You just wives.
not at the moment anyway.
Okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, Juddy,
I can't
sort
do
it out.
this.
Talking about slow starts, this podcast today has been a very, very
Can
slow
we just
start.
start again?
Absolutely not. Really slow start, but we have to talk about this
Okay.
from our game on the weekend. Pretty slow start from us. Epps, what are you thinking? Tell the fans what's going on. Rest assured we're going to sort it out this weekend, I'm sure of it, but talk us through it. What didn't we do well?
Didn't start well. That's what happened. Yeah, we've gone over a couple of things now with review. We've spoken about it as a group, and I think this week, hopefully, we'll come firing in that first 5 minutes of that first quarter, because at the end of the day, it's kind of not been good enough what we've been putting up on the park, and although it's been good to kind of climb our way back, it's not ideal going into finals. So, and again, with North Melbourne this weekend, we really want to step it up and really announce ourselves, I guess, as, you know, back to that Freo brand of footy that we've playing at the start of the year, and hopefully we can do that on the weekend. I can't go into too much detail how we'll do that. We never know who's listening, so
you never know who's listening. We did hit the lead though in the last quarter, so I guess if we forget about the first quarter for a second and talk about how good the actual comeback was, because I think because we lost, I just haven't even thought about it
No,
because I
but
don't
the
really
second
care.
half of footy was really good, and I think they mentioned it being like one of the biggest comebacks in AFLW like so far. So that's a credit.
And that's
to
always,
us.
it's always nice to have that in your back pocket. But
Mm.
like I said, at the end of the day, if you lose, don't really care.
No,
Don't really care where we
Doesn't
came
count.
from. Could have been 100 points and I still would have been disappointed with it.
Mhm.
And obviously, that's the second time now that we've done a similar sort of, one came off the way we wanted it to, the second one didn't. Driscoll, what are your thoughts? Obviously, different line to myself and Epps. What are you seeing from the back line?
I felt like it was probably the most. I wouldn't say disorganized, but I felt like it was the most. We didn't have control like we usually do, especially in the back line. Like when we didn't have control, it kind of felt rushed, and obviously we let goals through that have come from higher lines as well. But the fact that we could let them score so often and with silly goals as well, like there was a lot of free kicks given inside 50, which obviously allowed them the opportunity to score easy goals that were like weren't even without pressure involved there.
Absolutely. And those sorts of ones kill you. And the fact that, in the second quarter we kicked a bunch of points and just could not put one through, which has happened a couple of times at Freo Oval now. So we really need to sort that out. Now, Epps, back to you. Before we go through your whole journey and whatnot, I want to bring up – so I got to bring up this thing on my arm because I know now that people watch the podcast – and are going to probably be like, what on earth is that? So I'm talking about, so where I'm going with this is, number one, it's just dramatic. I'm fine. I'm playing on the weekend. It's just like next level dramatic. Epps, I think though, this is pretty dramatic, but the one time, I think the most dramatic thing that I've ever come across in my whole 5
Gemma's
years.
thumb.
No. It's not about Gemma.
Driscoll wasn't
It's
here,
not
so
about.
where you're
I was
going
going to
with
say, can you just pipe down in the corner
Okay,
there?
hurry up then.
Give me that attitude. In the whole 5 years of AFLW, well, if you don't know this, it's fantastic.
Okay, go.
End of the game, I think it was Collingwood, the first time we ever played at Optus Stadium, Ebony Antonio had really bad blisters and had to get a wheelchair.
I want to stop you right there.
Oh my God, got a wheelchair up to the area where we were having like the post-game function because she was too slow because she had really bad blisters. And look, blisters are underrated, like pretty bad, but walk on your heel, honestly.
Well, you've heard the wrong side of the story.
I was
It's not
there.
a blister.
Oh.
So Heather, our old trainer, from 2018, you are correct. It was after the Optus game for Collingwood, which we won.
Yes, we did.
So that was a highlight. Until after the game, Heather was politely helping take my taping off my foot, and as she's ripped it off, she's ripped the bottom of my heel off. So it just started, pouring out blood. I couldn't walk on it. I went in, tried to go on the ice bath. That was the wrong thing to do.
Your
skin came
I
off.
played a game of footy. I was trying to do the recovery, do the right thing. And then next minute, Kelly Black's on the phone. Where are you? Got to get up here. Everyone's got to be here. And I was like, I can't even walk. She goes, I'm sending a wheelchair.
Can you walk on your like toes?
No.
If it was on your heel?
You know how far that walk was? Walk on my toes. You know I got bad Achilles.
Imagine the footage on
On
that.
the ball of your foot. Honestly, you could have done something.
Giving her some
Anyway.
high heels.
So was that not a good story about you can't get any more dramatic than that?
Okay, heels or the wheelchair? What would you take?
The heels.
No, you wouldn't.
I can't picture either. I can just imagine. All I'm thinking of is Johnny pushing Epps in this
Who
wheelchair,
was pushing me?
like
Was it Johnny?
probably Johnny. I
rolling
think it
her
was.
eyes. Like,
I'm done with
seriously.
that.
I can't.
Ebony rolls on up into the, like, where all our fans, like, are there. It was, like, kind of like a friends and family and fans, like, thing after the game. And here's Ebony getting wheeled in on a wheelchair.
Meanwhile, Johnny's
Everyone's
done
like, oh, my
like
God. Yeah.
Johnny's done like 4 knees, yet she's pushing Ebony and her broken heel
Yeah.
up. Oh, I can't do that.
All right. So good segue into your footy journey then. So apart from being super dramatic, you're from a wheatbelt town of...
Meriden, Barracoppin.
Yep.
Nah, you don't say Meriden boring.
Did you play any footy growing up there?
Nah, so my family are from there. So when Mum was pregnant with me, they moved down to Perth. So I did spend my living in Willerton. But every second week and then school holidays, we were back up there, reminiscing with all my cousins up there. So my mum, she's got brothers and sisters. My dad's got 4 brothers, so all my cousins were up there. So yeah, as I said, spent a bit of time up there.
You were predominantly a basketballer. Talk us through your basketball journey, because that came a long way before footy did.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure if many people know that. Obviously, when you first came on board, people generally knew that you were a basketballer, but you're such a good footballer that people forget that you're actually a basketballer. Talk us through your basketball, because I know you were part of state programs and all that.
On track to becoming LeBron James.
Oh,
talk us through it.
I think people forget because I was probably no good at it.
Well, I don't think that's the case.
Yes. Oh, well, I did play junior footy. I was playing with my brothers. I was kicking. My dad was coaching them, so I was kicking a footy with them. And then, he put me into the Ball Creek Leeming Junior Footy Club there, and I played up until under 12s. And I think you get told no longer. So that's when I kind of picked up the basketball, and that's where it all started, down at Willerton Basketball Stadium there, and did my whole juniors, and even state league SBL. Played there for Willerton Tigers. We're lucky enough to win 4 championship titles with them.
Nice.
And then, from that, I met obviously a lot of friends along the journey, players coming in and out of the side. And there was one girl that came from Bendigo, and she had moved back. And then one thing led to another. She asked me if I wanted to come back. They had an injured player. I think it might have been Karen Harrington at the time, was injured.
Wow. Yep.
So I took her spot in the Bendigo Braves, which was the Seabull competition over there, which is equivalent to the SBL league over here, but just a little bit better in terms of quality. I got asked, and then a week later, moved my life to Bendigo. I think I was 20 at the time, so moving out of home and for the first time, and not only in WA, in Melbourne. So that's where that kind of took me. I spent 2.5 years there and played Seabull for 2 years, and then was lucky enough to get asked to train on with the WNBL Bendigo Spirit there. So won a couple of championships with them, and then came home and continued my WNBL career with the West Coast Waves, but now called the Perth Lynx. And they weren't so successful, but I had a lot of good friends there playing, so it's always enjoyable when you've got good mates on the team. And probably never played a lot of minutes in the WNBL. It's always kind of that bench warmer, splinters in the bum, playing the back end of the minutes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Had to be.
They didn't want to get the wheelchair out.
no
wheelchair out in that.
Yeah, but I don't regret anything. It's kind of led me to footy. And
were you ever playing basketball at the same time as footy?
Yeah. So when I came back from Bendigo, that's when I came down to Coastal Titans. Teams was inboxing me constantly, asking me to come down and play, and didn't know anything about it. I heard a little bit about the Expedition games, the Western Bulldogs Melbourne games, and at that time I kind of had enough of basketball and thought, I'll just go kick the footy. And that's when I met you, Miller, and played at Coastal Titans. And at that stage, I was still playing SBL. So I think, on the opposite nights of footy trainings, I was playing basketball trainings. And then on weekends, sometimes you would have a Friday night game, Saturday night game basketball, then a footy game Sunday. So
Nightmare.
It was a bit of a nightmare.
I was going to say, we won a premiership when you were at Coastal Titans, and you've just talked about however many you won in basketball, and then you moved to Swan Districts and won a couple with them. So it seems that the premierships follow you around. So can you bring one here?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I was going to say, it's a couple of years too late, but I'll take whatever you can bring us.
Well, I'm not retiring until we do one, Miller, so put it that way.
Oh, good. Your traits that you've brought from basketball to footy, we know you've got a mean sidestep on you, although Juddy did sidestep you once at training.
I remember that.
She'll never let there was vision of it, so she's never going to let you down on that.
It's on the news. Everyone knows now.
It was. That is
the
so
Antonio.
What goes through your head? Because if no one saw, in the Carlton game, Hayley Miller did a sidestep. Not even intentional.
I felt the nerves. You were nervous doing it.
Wasn't even intentional. Just happened.
Felt the tension from the back.
I could feel it.
What happened? What goes through your head when you're thinking, I'm going to step this player? Surely there's something that goes through your head. Or is it just instinct just happens?
Just instinct. And then that second time I was like, there's another person coming. Do I kick it or do I take them on? And just recently I've been taking them on and probably getting caught. So It's probably that one time sidestep and then get on the boot into the foreline. But I don't really think about anything. Kind of just comes naturally
Just do
now.
it.
Yeah. Well, it looks pretty spectacular when you do
It's
it.
like with Gemma, like she's so good at obviously run and carry, and so she bounces, and she always says like on her third bounce is when she stuffs it up. So we know like Gemma 2 bounces, Epps 1 side step.
Yeah. Until you can consistently
Yeah.
get the 1 side step, then we can start
Otherwise,
bringing up
you
to
make
2.
me severely anxious.
Oh,
When you're-
coming from you,
stress
Every time
levels
Driscoll-
high.
it's either going to be good or real bad. Not too sure.
My eyes, just someone come and help me.
She's coming
Liam's
through.
gone
The limbs,
everywhere.
the limbs are coming through.
Oh, there she is. Driscoll's there.
Shit.
Now, your
Oh.
journey to Freo specifically, you've been here from the start. Were you a priority? Was it called priority or you were?
Yeah,
I think it was priority
yeah.
pick, but they were generally ones that came from different sports. Is that correct?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Hang on, let's just go back to
Sorry.
you were playing SBL and playing for Coastal Titans in the Waffle W.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that? And like how old were you? Like give me a time frame.
Oh, I don't know. 7 years ago, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, I decided to give up basketball because footy was kind of picking up.
So you gave up SBL then
Yeah.
and then continued just playing
Footy.
Waffle.
Yep.
And then you got picked up by Freo from there.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Well, she also played in a bunch of the Melbourne Western
yeah,
Bulldogs
yeah,
exhibition games.
exhibition
So I
games,
think
yeah.
that's where a lot of
yeah.
like because you starred in those ones where no one really knew who this
Mhm.
kid was coming from
Yeah.
this basketballer. But then obviously, yeah, you played well with Waffle
Yeah, I'll never forget
back
the
then.
last one we played.
Oh,
When Melbourne lost, we were playing Etihad the night before. I played in the SBL grand final, and that was my last ever game. We won, and then I
Oh
was on
my
the plane that
gosh.
night to play.
Oh wow,
the
That's
exhibition game the
awesome.
you
next
couldn't
day.
even.
And then we lost
enjoy
that, so I was like, oh well. So
Oh,
yeah.
look, Brett's just walked in the door with a big smile on his face because
Woohoo!
The goat's
The
off.
goat's off.
Oh, Brett, you missed the celebration and Mim was just useless with the cameras.
She didn't get it.
No,
No,
Didn't
that's
film
not
anything.
what happened, okay? I said, are you guys ready? They said, no, I didn't turn the cameras on. And then she goes, oh, I've got a message. And then it was just too late, okay?
Message
So-
came through. Lucky my phone gets reception.
Anyway, it was a good reaction, but we
sorry.
missed it.
Also, Brett, the start's really bad, so cut half of it off and continue from now.
Well, we'll continue with quickfire then because that's your spot.
quickfire. No, we didn't even talk about playing for my club, Swan Districts.
Well, get
Come
to
on.
it.
I cannot
Absolute
stand
shambles today.
another
It's hot in here.
Another one of my hates, other than people saying sports their favourite subject, is when there's not a consistent
we go.
timeline. I'm a very structured person, and I
Says
like,
the one that doesn't look at the sheet for this whole entire time.
it's not my role.
Play your
I'm
role.
playing my role. I like to know dates and times, and this is how old I was when I did this and this and this. Like Tia's injuries, she had like 7 injuries, and I got 2 out of them, but there was actually 7. So, when did you play for Swans then? And then that's where you met Juddy. I
Yes.
want the romance side.
Well, actually, she met Juddy when you were still at
I
Titans.
met Juddy at Titans through state
Oh,
footy.
okay, and then you moved to Swans.
Swans, correct.
She followed her heart to
Okay,
Swans.
but while we're on that topic, then what happened with you and Juddy? I want to know. I love this stuff.
I'm
I
sure
love
everyone,
love.
everyone knows.
No, but I don't.
Well, at least you'll know Jade DeMello. She didn't even know that we were together and we were engaged when we were on Bali.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
She went a whole year of playing.
yeah.
in
Spent
the
the whole
footy
year with us
and-
and had no idea. And then we went to end of season trip to Bali, and Juddy obviously proposed before all the other girls came over. And she goes, "Oh, I didn't even know you guys were together."
Well, I guess you guys,
You keep it
you're not like I was going to say,
professional.
you keep
No,
it
it's
pretty,
very
pretty
professional.
like straight down the line when you're here.
Okay, Epps, this is my favourite part of the day. So, what is your favourite coffee order?
Flat white with 1.
Mm.
Small.
Not sweet
No.
enough.
I was just going to say, not sweet enough.
Perfect. Best quality about Juddy?
Personality.
What part?
She's funny.
Okay. Now, worst quality about Juddy, keeping in mind she told everyone that you pick your toenails. And oh, no, you told everyone that she does that.
Yeah. And
Yeah, is that the worst quality?
You shouldn't have brought that up. She's going to be very mad.
Sugar. Sorry, Juddy. But it was funny at the time. And as her worst quality?
I'm not going to agree with that because they're your words now.
Oh,
I was going to say,
sugar.
you've made that up.
I have
Anyway,
dug myself a hole.
Shall we let Epps
Worst
answer
quality.
the question?
Yep, go.
Worst quality is that she doesn't clean the bathroom and I'm always doing it.
I reckon she's going to hate you more for that than me.
Nah, she'll agree. She'll be like, yeah, she can do it.
Okay, fair enough. Your favourite day of the week?
Oh, probably a Friday afternoon. When not
Surely
in season.
Game day.
Yeah, but when
Nah.
when not in season,
Friday.
Friday afternoon if it's a hot day.
That's good. Or you make your damper.
That's Juddy.
Oh,
I don't know how to make damper.
They're not the same person.
yeah, okay. Well, I
don't
just
make
refer
that.
to Juddy and Epps, you know. They're one person now. Okay. Show that you're watching at the moment. I
I'm
think it's
watching
meant to
a
be-
Blacklist.
Oh, okay. Can you touch your toes without bending your knees? Is this a thing? Can you
What?
actually do this?
No, I can't. I've never tried it.
Stand up.
Go on.
Try it.
She can't. The blisters.
Go.
Touch your toes without bending your knees.
Yeah, keep-
oh, yeah, stand up.
Just touch your toes. Just with your hands.
Oh, that.
Yes. Touch them.
Epps is currently confused with elbows.
What makes it elbows?
I'm confused with the question.
Oh, that was easy.
Anyway.
Oh, you're really flexible. Who is better on Instagram, you or Juddy?
Who has more followers?
Yeah, maybe. No,
Juddy
that's
does.
not
She's
best.
captain.
Oh,
Do better.
you can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah, you can.
I've married her and I still don't have black.
Okay.
You sidestep people more than she
Yeah.
does.
No.
Maybe it was when she sidestepped you. They
Who
all
is
just
on
jumped ship.
Instagram more, though?
Oh, me, without a doubt.
Something you are terrible at.
Not many things.
Oh, I knew we were going to get a pause for this one.
I'm terrible at lyrics with songs and knowing who sings them.
Why don't you share a room with Juddy on away trips most of the time?
It's been happening since the first year.
They live together at home, so they don't need to
It's a
see
bit-
each other when
yeah,
they're
it's a bit
away.
much.
Yeah, it's a bit much, isn't it? No, it's just happened ever since the first year, and it's a good way. It's a good opportunity to learn new teammates. We normally do get roomed with the young rookies a couple of times. I know I've roomed with Mim, and Juddy had Mim last week. Apparently,
Good
we're
times.
a package deal. But
One after
for
the
two
other.
rebuttal
faced-
because
Now, Mim,
someone-
I have a question, Mim.
No, Epps needs to finish this just for us.
Okay, go.
yeah, so Mim roomed with Juddy last week and said that we're a package deal when we, she rooms with one or other because I come in or Juddy comes into my room. But someone had forgotten their toothpaste.
Okay,
So
yeah, thank
he
you.
comes, Juddy comes knocking in the door and says, I need your toothpaste because Mim's forgotten it. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, who's better to room with, though?
Well, I haven't actually roomed with Epps. I've roomed with Juddy twice, and it may feel like Epps has roomed with me because she's in
What?
there so much.
Right. You're a qualified electrician. We touched on it earlier. What do you love about your job and how did that come about? Because I'll let you tell the story, actually. Programmed, obviously.
Yeah, program. So
Give them a plug.
they're our major sponsor. And yeah, when I got picked up back in 2017 with that priority list, yeah, they're kind of like asking me what I did outside work, if I was looking for any pathways. And I was like, oh, it probably is time that I start getting something behind me. Mum and dad are always on my back about, you need to go to study and get a certificate, rah, rah, rah. But I've never been one to study or anything like that. So I kind of wanted something a bit more hands-on. And they said, yeah, no worries, leave it with us. And program came back and kind of gave me the opportunity to choose any kind of pathway that they had to deliver. So when I saw electrician, I was like, sweet, had no idea about anything, how it all worked, just signed up and gave it a go. And 4 years later, and I'm fully qualified and love it.
I was going to say, and not being one for like the study, I feel like electrician is one of the harder
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
the
Like you have
trades
to
because you
know
really
so much.
do
Physics.
have to know stuff about not getting electrocuted.
Yeah, not dying.
How did you really think about how much?
Did you know how much you were going to
No,
have to
I
learn?
didn't. I didn't think about it until that first, the first couple of tape locks you do are quite easy. It's basic OH&S, and then it started getting into the math side of things. I was like,
Yeah.
Christ. And I was
Great.
like, Juddy, I'm not going to pass this. There's no way. I don't know any of this stuff. Like I haven't been at that stage. I hadn't been in school for 10 years and
Oh
I'm
my
doing maths again.
gosh.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so it was kind of like I learnt one formula. I was like, oh, I swear I know how to do that. Next day, like something new. And I was just like,
Yeah.
and formula,
No.
then you add on to something else. It's
Yeah.
like, but like anything, you
Got
always end up
through it.
You always end up passing. And like I say to anyone that kind of asked me about doing it, I said, yeah, don't worry about this math stuff. There's always night schools that you can do, and
Yeah.
it's always
Always
a fun
help.
way.
Yeah.
That's a great story
Also-
of persistence. and
Yeah,
just getting
resilient
through it. You know,
mindset.
outside of football,
Thank you.
we're all good at football, but I'm very proud of you for
I'm
getting
proud.
through that.
Thank
Pushing
you.
through.
You push through it. Well, we know
I'm like-
you. Driscoll here is almost finished her physio degree, and I know firsthand that is also a very difficult
Thanks,
thing to
Noah,
do.
but
So
I know what you're going to say next.
I'm not going to say anything about anything. Okay. I'm going to say I'm going to be very proud of you when you finally get through
Thanks,
as well.
Miller.
Even more so now.
I
That
just
I've
feel
got
sorry
your
for that
resume
talent.
and
That
I've
I
stolen it.
Helped you a little bit.
At all.
A lot of paraphrasing is
There
all
is,
you
it's
need.
fine. It's fine.
Paraphrasing
But-
is a great thing.
Thanks, Miller, for that resume.
You're so
It's
welcome.
really helpful.
Now, Epps, you do also love to get in front of the
Oh.
camera with Gemma because you've been seen in the promos and all the photos
Oh, yeah.
for the team store.
Team store, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
How'd
a bit
they
of?
go?
I was going to say, how did that go, and what's Gemma like in that
Mm.
situation? Because you see all the end product, but I don't know what she's actually like when she's in a photo shoot.
Well, tell me what you'd think, and then I'll tell you.
A lot about the hair and the brows,
Fierce.
and very serious.
Well,
serious,
I can
yeah.
confirm that she does get her hair and makeup done prior
Oh,
to going.
perfect, of course.
So she doesn't do it herself, and
And
the brows.
she actually goes and gets
Yeah.
it done professionally.
Yeah, brows
okay.
are fresh. She normally sends a message saying, "Can I have makeup?" So there's always questions answered. I rock in. I'm like, filthy.
This is me.
This is me. Whatever. Don't touch me. Like
Gemma,
I'm in and
fierce.
out.
This is my job.
Gemma, like every single shot. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Oh, and then to the photographer, like, oh, can you send me those straight away? Like, rah, rah.
Oh
So-
my, she wants to post it on the socials.
Well, she-
Yeah,
That's
love
classic.
in the like Frio just
Gear.
random t-shirt or something like that.
Whereas me, I'm just like, yep, change it, couple shots, yep, done.
Done.
She's like all about, oh, make sure I'm good, and she doesn't like smiling in those.
Yeah,
photos.
I've noticed that she's very serious, even in
Yeah.
the ones that she posts on her private like Instagram.
Yeah,
She's
Very
really
serious.
so she doesn't smile. So the whole time in there, I was trying to make her laugh, and she's like, don't
No.
make me laugh.
like jawline. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
about the jaw.
Yeah, so
That's what she's about. I know.
very entertaining to say the least.
It would
so.
be. It would be. Get some. Maybe we can get you mic'd up next time, Epps, and we'll just get some
Oh,
cameras
that would
in
be
there.
great
yeah, that'd be cool.
content.
Undercover.
Brett, sort
Brett.
that out.
Yeah.
Great content.
Next year
Next
Next
year.
year.
for the brand shoot.
Now, it's kind of, we're jumping back a little bit, but to your honeymoon, you went for a honeymoon in America.
Yep.
And you went to Kate Starr's. We talked about this when we had
Mm.
Kate on. You went to her old cafe that she owned.
Yep.
Was it any good?
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh,
I can vouch for that. It was good.
Mm.
Kate would be a bloody good businesswoman. I reckon.
I feel like she would.
she would just take nothing.
Yeah, very harsh.
And
Yeah.
if you made one
Don't like
mistake,
it too
sorry,
bad.
That's it. See
You're
you
out.
later. I can replace you.
everyone's
Everyone's replaceable.
replaceable.
She probably had no one working for it, to be honest. She's like, it's just
No
too hard. I'll do it
employees.
myself.
Bloody do it myself. Everyone
Oh.
else is a liability.
Yeah.
I'll just do it myself.
Oh.
Now talking of, obviously Kate loves her animals and everything like that. We talked about that a lot, but you also have basically a zoo
Yeah.
at your house.
Yeah, we
Please
do.
tell us all about every animal that you've got and which one's your favourite.
And how you handled it through Hub Life, having to organise all the kennels.
That was a nightmare, honestly. But anyway, they're back there. We're not in no hub, so that's good.
Thank gosh.
Yeah, so we've got 2 cats. Archie's a ragdoll. He's the oldest. And then we've got Willow, who's a Kelpie, so she must be almost 3 now. And then we've got Maui. We don't actually know how old she is because she was a rescue cat. So she
Oh,
was
okay.
found in the bush. She's thanks to Kate Starr. So she was at Kate Starr's vet, and Kate had seen all these kittens and sent photos to me and Juddy. And I was like,
You
Juddy,
couldn't
please.
resist. Yeah.
And then
Of
Juddy
course,
said
Epps was the one
no.
saying, Juddy, please.
And then I came home one day and Juddy had surprised me with this little Maui. So
Oh, so it was
So
all
you-
planned.
yeah,
So you
it's all
have-
play.
yeah.
2 cats and a dog. Is
Yep.
that it?
That's it.
That's enough.
And then Juddy.
Surely that's enough.
And yeah.
So-
Do they get to sleep inside?
What,
Yeah,
Juddy?
they all sleep.
Juddy?
Just Juddy
Juddy
can
included?
sleep inside.
I'm on the bed with all the animals, and she's sitting next door.
The way
She's
she
lucky
likes
if she
it.
gets.
Yeah.
She's lucky if she gets the couch.
Oh,
Nah, the
that's
cats.
good.
The cats are nightmares. They wake up at 4:30, so
Oh.
they stay out in the living room. And
Yeah.
Willow, we just let in the living room now. She used to sleep in our bedroom, but now it's just like they all stay out there so we can get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that would do my head in. Absolutely do my head in.
Mila, do you have any animals?
I have one dog.
Yeah, I feel like you're not an animal person.
I love dogs.
Hmm.
Nah, she doesn't
But-
seem it. Eh?
Yeah, no.
I'm never home, so
Not-
I don't see my dog.
She's not very lovey-dovey.
I'm not.
She's not like-
Lovey-dovey. What was that? What was that accent you put on?
That's like a Willow.
I do have a dog. Her name is Cassie, and
Did you kiss her?
Of course,
See,
I
that's
do.
where you go wrong, Cassie.
Yeah.
She was also from the RSPCA.
Oh, that's
So,
lovely. Yeah, lovely story.
The name comes
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, name came with the dog, and
Well, we had to
What
read.
type of
bit of
dog?
a- well, she was supposed to be a Staffy Cross Labrador,
Mhm.
and she looks like a short-haired border collie.
Oh,
So
perfect.
she's black and white, border collie colours. Looks nothing like a
Did
Staffy
you
or a
consider renaming her? Because when we got
Perfect.
Maui,
No, well, her name was Callie when we got her. Well, we renamed
like
it to
Callie?
Cassie. Well, they reckon that Callie's, my brother reckoned Callie was too much like callus, like the calluses that you get on your hands.
really?
Oh,
So he didn't
okay.
like that. So we wanted it because I think she was 12 weeks or whatever by the time we got her. So she'd already known her name a
Yeah,
bit.
okay.
So
you
then we didn't
couldn't-
want to change it too much, but we didn't want it to be Callie. So we
Funny
made it
story
Cassie.
with that. We once got a cat. Not my family aren't cat people, but got a cat and bought it from the pet store. And we were like, oh, it's a little girl. Like they told us it was a girl. Perfect. We called it Tilly. Love that name. Brought it home, took it to the vet. You know, mum's like, we'll just get it de-sexed and everything. Turns out your cat has extra bits and it's actually a male. So we had to change the name to something like Tilly, and we ended
Should've
up
just
going,
left it.
nah, you couldn't. We couldn't. We had so Tilly became Gilly. Perfect.
Yeah, so you don't want to confuse the poor thing.
Nah, nah.
Well,
I
Maui,
agree.
So there you
Maui
go.
was Fluffy McFluff Pants.
Oh, okay.
No,
we had to
Yeah,
change
had
Well,
to-
that's too long anyway. No one's calling him Fluffy McFluff.
Fluffy.
Yeah, so then when we had to get her vaccinations, Juddy had called up and was like, oh, we adopted the cat and we got to bring it in for its
Oh, they
vaccination
asked
because
for
they
its
were free.
name.
And we were like, oh, yeah. And they were like, yeah, what's its name? And
Oh.
we're like, Maui and Tony. And they're like, can't find anything. She goes, might be under Fluffy McFluff Pants. And they're like, oh, Fluffy McFluff Pants, we remember.
Who names it that?
I don't know.
Poor cat.
My family are about to get another farm dog, and obviously, like with farm dogs, you have like simple names, like 3-letter names, like Max, Rex, Buzz, like easy names to yell out. And my cousin's 7 years old, my little cousin, and she wants her dad to call it Cookie. And he's like, I'm not yelling at this farm dog. Cookie, get back! Cookie! Like, imagine.
That's
Fluffy
a great, it's a great name.
McFluff.
Yeah, so you should suggest Fluffy
I should,
McFluff.
yeah. They'd love it.
Cry.
You're going to yell that really loud.
Oh, that's funny.
Mim, shall we go on to your mailbag?
Yeah, sure.
What fun-filled things have you got for us today?
Oh, well,
Oh, I can't
just
wait
get
for this
into
one.
it.
Get
I'm
into
in.
it.
Ashley Sharp asked, "Is it true that Juddy beat you in a 1v1 game of basketball?"
Yes.
Oh.
Straight up
Closes her
admitted
eyes.
it.
And she
Juddy-
does. She's not even like defending herself.
And Juddy
no.
also stepped her in footy.
Yeah.
but-
So, how are you going?
Watch out tomorrow night training.
Oh my
Sidestep you.
gosh, don't.
She's gonna be sidestepping everyone. She's
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
Question from Jonathan Antonio. He asks, "Who is the better twin brother and why?"
Oh God. Oh, you can't pick, surely.
And especially when they're twins.
They're like polar opposites, Thomas and Jonathan. Jonathan's a lot more caring and lovable and always wants to like and make sure you're okay and stuff like that. Thomas is like he's like that, but he never really kind of shows emotion like that. So I think, yeah, you can't obviously choose between the both, but they both have their positive and negatives to them. Growing up, probably Jonathan got a bit bullied by Thomas, so maybe I'll say Jonathan for the sake of he got a bit bullied.
Off that, how many siblings do you have? Is it just them two?
Yeah, so they're my twin younger brothers, and
Yeah.
then I've got an older sister.
And older sister. Right. All right, Mim, go.
Cara Antonio has a couple here. She asks, if you had to choose between Juddy and Willow to save from a burning house, who would it be?
Do you know that this is funny, right? The other night, well, obviously,
The house burnt down and I chose
yeah. No, the other night when this
Juddy can get her own self out.
the other night when this question went up on the Instagram, I walked past the toilet and she's there giggling away and she's on her phone typing. I'm like, who are you texting? She goes, I'm not texting anyone. I said, well, you are. You're typing. She goes, oh, no, I'm just putting in questions for the potty. I was like, Juddy, honestly, don't embarrass me. But that's not too bad. I would choose, it'd be a tough call.
Yeah.
Tough call. I'd have to say Juddy, of course. But Willow would have to, yeah, I'd put,
Because otherwise you'd be
somehow I'd
sleeping
get
out.
Willow out.
You'd be sleeping outside. You didn't say that.
Juddy also asks, is it true Juddy makes you coffee, breakfast and lunch every day?
Oh.
And is it true you strap your shoulder because you want to be like her?
What is that?
Anyway, okay, let's start with the first bit.
Coffee every morning. Yeah, that's true. So Juddy brought a coffee machine during COVID that I was totally against because I was like, because I'm a bit of a coffee snob. So I was like, it's not going to be as good as, going to a coffee shop. And at the start it wasn't, but then she's done a bit of research. She's played around with it and now she makes really good coffee. So yeah, she wakes up most mornings and goes to the gym for a bit of boxing, a bit of a sweat up. And I'm still in bed and she brings me a coffee about 5:30 every morning.
Oh.
But in terms of making my breakfast, no, I make that myself and I make my own lunch. There's occasionally she will do it for me, but I'm a big girl, so I can pack my lunchbox.
And what about your shoulder?
No,
No, no.
don't trap my shoulder because she does. I think it was in one of the pracky games I subluxed it, so I've just kind of strapped it ever since then. So I'm not like Mitts and just got my Lodi because someone else did.
So the story on that, I feel that we do need
Yeah, you
to
need to
elaborate on
explain.
that. Gabby one time didn't I don't know, we were just kind of sitting there
She's
and
never
someone
strapped
asked
her
her,
feet.
yeah, but someone asked her, oh, like, do you get, why do you get Lodi strapping? And she was like, what do you mean? And so Lodi strapping is like strapping from the bottom of your foot basically to like support your arch of your foot.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, well, I just get it strapped because everyone else does.
We're like,
what? So she'd been getting it strapped, I reckon, all year.
Yeah.
And this was towards the end of the year, had been getting it strapped all year because she
Saw
just
everyone
thought
else get
everyone
up there
else
and
got
get
it.
it done.
So everyone had to have it done. So
oh,
funny.
She makes me laugh, that girl.
So silly.
Will asks, what is your proudest sporting moment?
There'd be plenty in the basketball, but I think getting picked up by Freo in 2017. It's a club that I've supported since I was a little girl, so to get picked up and actually wear the AFL jumper, I was pretty proud. So, and I know that my family absolutely love it as well.
Kale asks, do you feel like a gusto check should be part of the pre-game run sheet just to see if everyone's up and about?
What's a gusto?
So we went through this last week.
This
No one
kid
knows what
asks this
gusto
every
is.
week.
No, Kale works upstairs with Brett.
Oh,
This kid, this kid, Kale from
That's Brett's
upstairs.
best
Kale, Brett's best mate from upstairs.
Brett, sort your mate out, for
so-
God's sake.
Gusto is like how up and about everyone is. So basically he's asking, do you think that you should, like, we should check how up and about everyone is before each
No.
game? Should it be a prerequisite for each game?
Well, how do you check that?
All right, well, this question has
Well-
gone like, bow, bow, bow.
What do you mean?
Absolute-
Are you ready?
no,
Are
we know
you a
we're ready.
gusto?
We sing.
Are you a gusto? Are you a gusto?
For y'all.
Please stop.
Y'all.
And next one, please, Mim. Please stop them.
As usual, Maggie McLaughlin has a question. She asked, do you intend on owning a candy store and can you teach me how to sell candy?
Can't teach that, can you?
No, you can't teach that,
It's
Maggie.
just
You're too young.
instinct. You can come ask me how it's done.
Mim, you
I
missed
did
a
it once.
question.
Did I? Sorry, Talia.
Mm.
Talia asks if you have any pre-game rituals.
Oh, the cereal. You have to say that.
The cereal. That's only happened about this year. So I kind of struggle eating pre-game, and now I've kind of got my muesli, yogurt, frozen mango, and raspberries down pat. So I'm managing to eat that before games and actually feel all right afterwards. But other than that, I don't really have any pre-game rituals. Maybe that's why we're starting slow. I need to find something else. But I always wear the same undies and sports bra.
And you make Juddy go get
I was
you
going to say,
granola.
and who goes and gets you the granola from the shop when it's not there?
Oh, Juddy goes.
Of course.
I just stay there.
Massive clash this weekend, and now knowing that Turbo's playing, it's just even better.
Incredible.
We obviously have to treat this almost like a final now. Not that we're in the worst spot possible, but it does. Are you checking your phone? Have you had enough?
No, sorry. I just want to see Webby's face and just got reminded that it's still on there. And after that podcast the other day, I need to get rid of it.
Look at that. You're as bad as Driscoll, although hers hasn't gone off this time, which is good.
You guys are lucky it did, because we wouldn't have known about the goat if it wasn't for me.
Well, Brett would have come in and told us. Anyway, if we win, we should finish third or fourth, which means we might get one home final. If we lose, we could finish fifth or sixth, which means we have to go the whole way through finals basically, with no home final.
Mind you, though, it depends on how other teams go as well, because I think Coops mentioned that we could be in the top two, but it depends on obviously other teams losing.
But I think that algorithm is more just the super simple version of, if we win, this is likely to happen. If we lose, this is likely to happen. Obviously, there is a million other equations that could come from that. But how are you feeling about the game, Epps?
I'm feeling good. I was feeling good prior to not knowing and kind of getting my head around that Turbo wasn't going to play. And I still had the confidence in our team. I knew that we got plenty of girls. We're really lucky. At the beginning of the year, we had bit of a list on the injury front, but now we've got everyone back playing good waffle games as well. So I was confident whoever's going to get the opportunity to play this weekend was going to rise to the occasion as well. But now that Turbo's back, it's obviously, I think it's going to lift a gear at training tomorrow night. I think the girls are going to be up and about. And like you said, it's kind of got to be treated like a final. And I think going over there and definitely playing the way we have the last couple of weeks, I think we need to go there with fire in the belly, which I think we all do, and really start our finals campaign this weekend. Even though it's not labelled as a final, we got to treat it like that, because at the end of the day, we do want to have a home final here and reward our fans for coming out and supporting us throughout the year.
Absolutely. Definitely. And what have you made of North this year?
They've got a really core, good midfield, and they've got some really good leadership in amongst that as well, and they love to play the short hit-up kick game and a few handball chains as well. But I think I have full belief in what we're going to do and our game plan attacking them this weekend, that we can overrun them. And I think even their coaches come out and said they're not the fittest team, they're more skillful than fit. And that's one thing that us girls have. We're a lot fitter, and it shows the last couple of weeks we can run out games. And I think if we back ourselves in and we bring the pressure, I no doubt that we'll get the W on the weekend. But I'm really excited to see how it all unfolds, to be honest. It's going to be, I think it's forecast to be wet weather footy, so that could change the game completely. So we'll just take it as it comes and
absolutely
see what happens.
Now,
cool.
That's it. That's all we've got for today. We've got a plane to catch in a couple of days as we try and get the win against North, and we cannot wait. Hopefully we can secure a home final and come back to play in front of the Purple Army again, and hopefully we'll be full of confidence and in a better spot when we do. When we do get to play, when we do want to come back and play, we'll be ready to play, and we will be. And we can't wait to see everyone there. See you next week on the podcast. Goodbye. I don't know what to say now. Bye. Didn't have to say anything. You didn't have to say anything.
Yeah, but
was I putting you off by looking at you?
Bye.
Bye.